Oh yeah, let's go UFAs, top 5 and draft and yeah. Let's You know what, Aaron? You're ready over there, aren't you?
I have a whole.
I want you to just read your list, and we're not going to stop one bit because this list is brought to you by Aaron. So this is good. This is we're going to do it live, and Aaron, you just
tell me what you want.
I want to know. Okay, I'll tee him up. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start. We just were at goaltending, so we're going to start at goaltending. We're going to start at the back of the rink. We're going to start on the back end in the blue ice goaltending. Top 5, Josh. Aaron, we don't get to stop. I want to know your top 5 UFA goaltenders. Go.
So essentially, if you're looking for a goaltender this year, there's probably 2 guys that'll get you up to the 40-game range, maybe 3-ish. You got Cam Talbot, who's getting up to the ripe age of like 35, 36.
Ew.
He's up there. So he's like the top goalie, or you're taking a bet on Ilya Samsonov. Because
okay, well, Samsonov's you take more. I think you take that leap. But okay, who's next? Keep going.
The backup of Florida, Anthony Stolarz, he had some really good numbers. He's probably looking to get paid in the $2.5-3 million range.
Sounds like he's Boston's backup.
Well, not now with Korpisalo there.
Yeah, I know.
But he's a big goalie, and I think that I'm intrigued to see where he goes. Laurent Brossoit was the backup in Winnipeg. He'll probably get backup money to go somewhere else. I know Toronto's been leaked to him. I'm not sure that's been
God.
No. Kevin Lankinen was the backup in Nashville. And then you got, for some more intriguing goalies, these were also backups or guys that maybe had rough years. We'll start with Capo Kakinen in New Jersey. He was their backup before they added Markstrom. Well, they had just have a ton of goalies, including their young guys. Like Akira Schmid and Nico Dawes. But Kakinen's a guy where at 29, he's looking to potentially just get a backup role, and he could be a really buy low option for someone. And another big name I really like that this guy's going to probably come in at like $1 million, Chris Driedger. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him.
Josh, he just said big name and then said Chris Driedger.
Chris
Get on my side.
Driedger works too, yeah.
Get on my side for this and just say he's not a big name, please.
I mean,
for buy low.
It's such a nerd.
No, you don't.
You
for buy low. I'm serious.
Like stick together. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. Let's get out of there. Let's just stop that. Chris Driedger. You really want to talk about Chris Driedger?
Not for more than 10 seconds, if you let me.
Okay, there you go.
He was the starting goaltender for Coachella Valley. When they went to the finals these back-to-back years. Actually, I'm not sure last year was the backup because he was hurt.
Yeah.
But he's had injury things, and he was looking good a couple of years back in Florida, actually. So Florida's done well with goaltending, and he's a guy that after some injuries isn't like up there like Talbot in terms of age. So he could be interesting for someone. Then you got Scott Wedgwood. Love that name in backup goalie for Dallas. He had some good numbers. He could be a value back. And you know, some of these guys like Wedgwood, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas goes and resigns him. Calvin Pickard in Edmonton, you know, he's probably happy to be their backup. They're probably happy to have him at under $1 million. And then Casey DeSmith, who now with Shelov's in Vancouver.
No, yeah, Casey DeSmith. He should have been higher in this, but this isn't a ranking. This is a ranking.
It's not a ranking. Like
I do rankings.
Well, I can do rankings a bit more, but like for goalies, this is all a wash. It's like, do you want to pay less and take a bet on someone, or do you want to pay more for already dicey options, right? So,
and we said 5 too.
5?
Yeah, we said 5. We said top 5.
Let's not intrigue.
Are you ready for rear guard defenders?
Yeah. Let's go our top 5 defensemen here. The fifth option's kind of iffy, but what you have right now before this is on the 26th that we're saying this, 26th of June. Brett Pesce from Carolina, Brady Shea from Carolina, just a whole pair there. Chris Tanev obviously has a ton of teams after him.
Yeah.
His number might be too long, but maybe you can LTIR him like a Vegas move because he's always hurt. But he was healthy this year. I just mean at his age, he could fake an injury easy.
Now we're making sense.
Yeah. This is a guy that probably could be at the top of your list here. Brandon Montour from Florida. Obviously, he's fantastic
good,
defenseman, put up some big points.
This could be good for him and his agent, and they're just selling hard on the idea, like, we are the best defenseman available.
100%.
And there's not a lot of them, because if you've ranked them, and that's it on the back end, it is not a deep UFA. Yeah, right shot like that, too.
So this is what I'll say. It is a deep draft. The difference is if you're looking for your top end guys, you have 3 that are like your top 3 pairing guys. Like Shea and Pesci could be number 2, 3 defensemen on teams.
How'd you keep Myers out of there?
I didn't. Number 5, Nikita Zadorov.
Yeah, okay.
That's your iffy one. So, and he's probably more of a number 4 or 5 defenseman. But obviously, with his big performance in the playoffs, I had to put him there. Rather than like, I would just say a bunch of other names that I think are intriguing defensemen. Those are my top 5. These are intriguing guys. Either they're right below these guys, or they're guys that, again, you could pay maybe a little bit less if you don't want the higher end guys. So you got Matt Roy from LA, right shot D. I like him a lot. Alex Carrier from the Nashville Predators, right shot puck mover defenseman. He's one of the younger UFA defensemen. Sean Walker from Colorado. He had a lot of interest at the deadline because teams didn't want to pay as much, but Colorado gave up a first for him, and he's probably going to walker away to free agency.
Oh my!
I said it. Yes,
it's too late for that stuff, man.
All right.
Stop! I don't want to hear any more about Sean Walker. I'm ready to go. Let's go to centers.
No.
Come on.
A couple defensemen left.
He's ready to walk away. Josh is ready to tuck her in over there.
Long day.
Brendan Dillon, local Vancouver native. They'll go to him if they don't like Zadorov. Joel Edmondson. Probably a guy that
I hope he's on to the Leafs.
I hope
he's a rock. He stood out for me in the playoffs. I hope that the Leafs are just like, here, man, sign for this amount.
He's a guy that
everyone's. Yeah, he definitely should.
He's also not as old as people would think. He's only like 30, 31 in that age.
Cool.
Range. And most guys look at him and think he's been in the league forever. 3
years, $3.29 million. Sign him.
That's
a year.
Probably in his range and a good number. Matt Grzelcyk from Boston, been there forever. Puck mover, who will be coming in cheaper. Right shot defenseman Yanni Hakanpää from Dallas. Big, mean, tough defenseman. He's a good bottom pair guy that could get some more minutes if you need him to play those. And then the last 2 intriguing, very depth defensemen that could be very cheap. Number 6 defenseman, maybe even better if they prove better. Jacob Magna from Chicago. And Nick Blankenberg from Columbus. Right shot, young defenseman. Centers, you were saying?
Yeah, let's do it.
Elias
Lindholm
coming from Vancouver. He won't resign. Wouldn't be surprised.
What's he going to do?
He's going to want big money. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston's in on him.
The first year, he's going to LA. He's gonna
Boston.
What's up?
He's saying L.A.
No, I'm saying he's going to go to L.A. He's going to sign for like a 5.7, 5.96, something like that. He's going to L.A.
He rejected 7 times 7 from Vancouver and 8 times 9 from Calgary when he was there. So that's the range you're talking about. He's going to be around $8 million.
Gosh, any team, good riddance. Any team that signs him for that, you're stupid. Your agent, Lindholm, is stupid. He should have taken that a long time ago. Stupid. I don't want to hear any more about it. Get out. You did whatever.
It's
going to be a stupid pick for the Canucks too when they look back at it as well too. When that little young OHL kid lights it up in the show.
The trade now, yeah.
Well, stupid. It was a stupid pick. It was a stupid. It was like a GM trying to flex a little bit to almost save his job in the papers, so they had to do something.
Who?
The Canucks GM.
Paul Bean was trying to save up his job?
He gave up, trying to justify. Thank you for correcting me. Trying to justify himself a little bit for, hey, we're actually in the playoffs. Hey, we actually are doing so well we might win the President's Trophy. Hey, that's not going to happen anymore. And hey, we're going to try to load up some type of semen for the playoffs. I mean, I didn't like the trade. There's no Canucks fan that was just like, oh, that's an amazing trade. But anyways, I have teed you up to not really defend that. I'm sure you disagree with me, but you've also have heard you say that you did think they maybe gave up too much. Yes?
No, I think that was the market rate for the centerman that he was.
Well, the market rate is not going to be $8 million for Lindholm. Any team that pays him that, you're stupid. Good night, like with that. Who cares?
I'm going to continue with centers.
Yeah, I know.
I will say that if we had way more time, and
you're such a homer. You started with Lindholm too.
Well, the market doesn't get very good after that.
He is like the top center.
And
then that might be a good advantage for him.
And if there was more time and we hadn't decided to do this 5 days before free agency, I would be putting numbers next to these and hearing Tyler go, too much, because that's what UFA.
You tell me any player on there, any center, and I'll tell you how much he's worth.
Sure.
Go next guy.
And I'll tell you what they're not.
Next guy.
What they're going to get.
Do next guy.
Chandler Stevenson, Vegas.
Second
best center available.
He's going to get probably like what, $5.5 million.
5 to 6 years at probably $6.5 million.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Sean Monahan,
Flames legend.
Sean Monahan sucks.
Yeah, he's the third best center. Well, actually,
okay,
maybe
keep
not.
Going, and I will help you judge if he's in. Josh is almost asleep over there. Oh gosh, Max Domi's gonna make money. Yeah, more than Monahan, and more than the other guy you just talked about before him. After Liljegren or whatever his name is,
Stevenson and Lindholm.
Yeah. Well, maybe Stevenson's he's battle tested. He really is. But Domi's gonna get good money. Domi's gonna be a $5 million guy. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's in the.
He's talented. He's a talented hockey player.
That's a guy that, like, even with his inconsistencies and many teams he's played for,
got grit too.
Well, and he won faceoffs.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he stepped in and played. But I'm also not really. I don't know if I want to label him as a center, but I mean he kind of is.
Well, that's the problem too. Is like they're like. Here's the thing.
Keep going though. Keep going. Keep going.
I'll get to that. Anyways. Alex Wenberg, Rangers third line center.
Yeah, what do you want to pay him? He's gonna go to like Buffalo or something like that, like
$4 million.
Yeah, like I was gonna say 3.5. Okay, keep going, pump him out.
Adam Henrique in Edmonton. He may be getting up there in age.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what is Adam Henrique's playoff stats? Josh.
You find the
yeah, okay, I will. You keep knocking the guys down.
And then the last handful of centers, these are all guys that'll make not much money, and they're buy low options. So you got Kevin Stenlund, who was really good fourth line center for Florida this year. So he has a cup ring. That'll get him a bit more bucks.
Don't be stealing my theories.
No, it's not a theory. It's just a fact. Guys that get cup rings usually get a bit more dollars. Colin Blackwell in Chicago, he's a guy that I think that a team could really look at for depth, and he's a guy kind of like Pius Suter who could go up and down the lineup. Jack Roslovic was with the Rangers. I'm not sure if I like him as much, but he's a guy that's has.
Can I go back to Henrique?
Sure, playoff stats for Henrique.
Never mind his playoffs. Career stats. First of all, he's 34, so there's a chance he starts the season next year 35.
Yeah.
And if we're going to want a guy like John Tavares to get like $1.5 or $2 million, then Henrique is worth like league minimum.
Yeah, but that's depending on what team he goes to. Like for him, it's either he wants to win a cup and he's going in that range.
So just sign back in Edmonton and get $1.5 million. Thank you, Adam Henrique.
Yeah, but he may, on the market for centers, he may get.
He's 34.
3 years. He may get 2 or 3
so
years.
Someone's going to pay him until he's 39 years old?
Oh, that's 38 years old. 5 years. I'm telling you.
He's 34.
I'm telling you, if a team wants him, like if a Buffalo or Ottawa wants him, I'm not saying those are the teams going after him, but if a team on the iffiness wants him to 6 center for 2 to 3 years, like there's a bidding war at 2 years.
You don't think he's $1 million guy now? No, 1 year, $1 million?
It's not that. It's like with all the centers that are available, like that's only 5 centers being labeled. There are teams that want 2 centers.
I guess what I was getting back at it was like, is Henrique not just like a 1 and 2 year and done?
I would cap him at probably 2 years And
Ooh, I got you down to 2.
no, this is me saying what I would be okay with him. Like if the Canucks wanted Henrique, I would say 2 years and 2.5 max.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to be closer to 3. That depends on where he's going. Like he may be fine with 2.5 to a contender or a bit more and another year for a lesser team, right?
Keep doing it.
Travis Boyd, Utah Hockey Club. Yakov Trenin was with Colorado. He looked really good. I would hope that they re-sign him. And then Tyler Johnson, another Blackhawk. There's a couple Blackhawks guys that are like intriguing for your bottom six.
They bit the bullet. They have
in Tampa too. So he would be. These last couple guys were like closer to league minimum guys that you're like, yeah, if this guy wants a cup, he could be a bottom energy guy.
Okay, let's get to the wing.
Yeah, and the wing. The wingers, there's tons. I have 20 here. I won't necessarily go through all of them, but like right off the bat, and some of these guys, I'm going to name these 2 first because they could be identified as centers. They've either were centers at one point, they moved to the wing. You may want them on the wing. Sam Reinhart and Steven Stamkos. And these guys may be more likely to go back to those teams, but they are UFAs.
I think they're just going to go back. I don't think there's too much to it.
They could test.
What about Jake Gensel?
Jake Gensel's up there.
He can do whatever he wants, by the way.
Yeah, he can. He's going to get paid.
He is going to get paid.
I'm stunned at anyone that's like, oh, yeah, like Carolina offered him 8x8, and I get the 8th year. Like, I understand that. They have that leverage. But on the market, I don't know that, like, a couple years back, Panarin got 11.5. How is Gensel $2 million at like 9.5? How is he $2 million less than Panarin?
But you have to bring in the fact that Sidney Crosby's not going to be passing the puck anymore.
He was the best after he was traded. This guy had the most points out of any trade deadline acquisition after being traded.
Yeah.
Out of any player in the history, the most points. After the deadline.
Well, I'm talking like year 2, 3, 4 into the contract. I'm not saying Jake Gensel's not awesome. He's super awesome.
But that's the age thing you're talking about. You're not talking about him being with Crosby.
So no. I'm just saying like the decline of because he's a pretty young guy. Yeah, he's 29. I'm just saying like I thought he would have been younger than that. I would have guessed he was like 27 or 26.
He came in a bit late. Out of college.
Yeah, I'm just Crosby's not passing the puck. So is his prime behind him or is his prime ahead of him? Or is he just right on it?
Like Miller, I think for the first 5 years, and it depends on how like what you qualify. Like I think he's a point per game player for the next 4 years. Or pretty close to it, like 70. Yeah. If you're in the 75 point range,
if
I'm
he's playing on the team's top line and top power play. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
For
like
sure.
4 years,
and why wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I think he'll be that good. If he's in Vancouver, I think he'll be that good. And then the 5th year, it's a bit more like, okay, that's a bit iffier. And then years 6 and 7, you're like, okay, if you're putting up 50 points, hopefully the cap's gone up enough, right?
Tyler Bertuzzi. Boy, do I hope he signs back in Toronto. He's another guy. Well, yeah, he's definitely on the list.
What would you like him on? What contract would you like for him?
Let me dice that up right now. Okay.
What's your walk-away number?
Here it is. Here, my walk-away number is 6.5, and he was making 5.5, and that was a 1-year bank on myself deal.
Yep.
So I'm saying 4 years, $6.5 million.
You would sign him for that?
That's what I would. That's my ceiling.
Okay.
4 years, $6.5 million. So he'll be 33-ish when he's at his new contract, and then he can try to get like another 2 to 3 years for another. Like $10 million total.
I know he has injury problems. Like he's had injury problems in the past.
I know.
I think he's going to be 5 years minimum. And I think 6.5. Like I think you get him at 6. You might even be able to get him around
more than Domi. Does he deserve more than Domi?
That's a tough one because Domi again doesn't have as many health issues, and if teams view Domi as a center moving forward, then he is worth more.
Yeah.
I think he's a couple years younger, maybe a year younger than Bertuzzi as well.
I think he is.
Sure, but That goes into
Those guys really like each other too.
I think the Leafs should
funny.
do what they can to re-sign them. I think
They
that
kinda got to.
change that identity for the next.
Yeah,
and they let you
kinda got to.
for the next 4 to 5 years, which is what you're kind of hoping for, right? And then another guy that's on the iffiness because of where he is, like the Stamkos, is Marchizzo. He hasn't signed. Keep in mind, all these guys haven't re-signed yet. Brian Howard only won a cup 2 years ago. 2 days
I
ago.
mean, Marchessault.
Marchessault.
I call him Marchizzo.
I call him Marchizzo on purpose. I just want you to know that. I do that on purpose.
Marchizzo. He's old. He's 33.
Yeah. So that and Vegas is probably
3 years, $4 million.
I think he wants term. He's probably thinking 5 years.
Yeah.
And go let him find that in like Florida or wherever, Utah. Yeah, wherever they don't pay.
That's what I mean.
Some of these guys just like want to be paid.
Especially
like,
with the cap.
like some of these GMs are just gonna like be like, oh, this guy signed. This guy signed. Oh man,
we better sign
the fine Marchessault. So yeah, we are.
If a team doesn't talk Gensel, they're going to be like, crap. We better get Marchizzo. He's still available.
Yeah,
and then
like Mike Hoffman. No way.
No, he's not there. Here's your names: Teravainen, Carolina. He's going to go somewhere. He's a good name. Jake DeBrusk. Leafs might be in on him. He's a younger UFA. He's intriguing. Dakota Joshua in Vancouver. I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
if he stays.
We kind of had it out about this guy about a week ago.
Yeah.
I
think he's going to get paid too much because all the guys we're naming,
hope
like
it's
Patrick
not the
Kane,
Canucks.
Patrick Kane's on this list too. If he's not in Detroit, Rangers might want him back. Like there are a lot of skill guys here. And Bertuzzi's like he's a physical player, like he's tough, but Joshua's big and tough. So that's the reason. Like all these other guys, Toffoli, Arvidsson, Duclair, Fogle in Edmonton.
Hold on, I want to just. And you're on fire. I'm jamming with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But let's stop right now and give attention to future Hall of Famer. You just barked his name out.
Patrick Kane.
Yeah, what's Patty Kane doing? He's 35, Josh. Is he he's not going to sign with the Flames. I'm sorry. He's not. He knows not to go inside. Like, why does Patrick Kane not just sign with the Edmonton Oilers? They've already proven that they're a run and gunnish team. They've proven that defense isn't a top priority for them, and they've kind of got away with it. Could you imagine him throwing backhand sauces and being an option when that Oilers power play is flying around and they're cycling the puck and McDavid's taking it full, rams around the ice, and all of a sudden he just hits a flat-footed, but a good flat-footed, stationary Patrick Kane, and he just sauces
Just
one
to
over
clarify,
to Draisaitl.
if you saw the assist for the one goal they scored in Game 7, Cody Ceci will be the one making that pass.
True.
Yeah,
The Cody Ceci is.
So, but why would that not be cool? Why would that not be a fit?
It would be cool.
Signing with.
Well, he's suggesting it would be.
Just
Suggesting
give me.
Kane would take.
Give me like $1 million. No,
Kane's not
he's not taking $1 million. They're gonna have to pay him. First of all, Corey Perry, what was he making? $1 million?
Nothing. Yeah, like $1 million.
So that Corey Perry's gone. So we've won back $1 million there because they're not re-signing Corey Perry.
If you're Edmonton and they cost the same, do you want Warren Fogle or Patrick Kane?
Well, what? Patrick Kane. Obviously, Patrick Kane.
Then he doesn't follow the Oilers.
A game breaker. I don't. You can't. Why can't you have both if they're that darn cheap?
They're not darn cheap. Like Fogel's going to come in at around 3.
Okay,
unless he takes
Patrick Kane's going to take 2.5. He's not going to
Patrick
no
Kane
one's
will be
going to
making
pay Patrick Kane $6 million.
No, but Patrick Kane was making $2.75 million this year because
So he's going to take 2.5.
I don't think so.
Or he's just going to go back to the. No, he's not going to go to the Rangers.
He signed that deal.
Rangers seem to.
Guys, he signed in Detroit for a reason.
Yeah, for a 1-year deal because he was hurt, had to take surgery, had to get surgery.
I know. Maybe
And
he was
Detroit like, oh, we'll take a shot on this.
No,
guy.
I know.
Who
But
knows if he's gonna come
what
back.
is stopping him? Just repeat that. Just hit the repeat button.
So what I've
He's
heard.
not he doesn't have to lower his own value. The reason he signed for $2.75 million is because teams were like, he's an old player. He's having a risky surgery.
Can we all agree that? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I know exactly where you're going, right? And you're right.
I am.
But can we all agree that Patrick Kane is worth $2.5 million?
It's worth more.
Really?
He put in 50 games. He put out 47 points.
Ooh.
That's a nearly a point per game play, and you're going, nah.
That happened on Detroit? That happened on Detroit?
That's what I'm saying. Patrick Kane's not going to take any less than 3.5.
Okay, so what is... Okay. So now we're at 3.5? Is that the number? Okay. Well, let's talk 4. Let's talk 4.
I'd say it's
now we're talking 4. I'm like an auctioneer right now, and you were the sales rep. So, okay, now we're on to 5? Did you say 5?
I'm gonna interrupt.
Double. We went from 2.5. No, hold on 1 second. I'm going to something here 1 second. So now we're at 4. We're at $4 million. Is there any GM in the NHL is just gonna straight up pass, or are we like, that might not be a bad deal?
It's probably a good deal.
Okay, now let me reiterate this. Is there any cup contender outside of some teams that really are struggling with cap? Is the Oilers one of them?
Oilers are going to be rough.
I know they are. And the Leafs, one of them? Probably, yes. The Leafs are. Yep. So the Leafs are. I don't mean to go Leafs right in the cup contender. But, like, does Tampa got room? They're always just making this weird stuff. Okay, so now we're talking, like, there's all these teams that, does Dallas have room?
I think they're going to have other issues, other things they're looking
for. What I'm getting at is,
although I
can all agree at 4, then his agent is like, okay, he's worth $4 million for 1 year. Then you just have to be like, not only what teams want to, because a lot of teams would want to, but what teams can afford to slide him in. Because he's going to want to win a cup, right? Like,
he's won 3. This is what I'm going to ask you right now. If you're any team, yes, sure, contender or not. And I get what you're saying. You're saying he's going to make this, he should make like $5 million or higher. Yeah, that's what his points are saying.
Yeah.
What's his age? And if you're any team in the NHL, how many teams are willing to give him more than 1 year?
Nah.
Does Patrick, like, we're talking about Jonathan Marchessault, unless it happens and he signs for 3 years at a ridiculous number in Vegas, he's 33. Kane is older, I believe.
Kane is 35.
And he I wouldn't be surprised if he wants at least 2 years. Yeah. Or 3, right? And how many teams are just like straight up, no, we're only doing 1 year for you. And then
like all of them.
And then if you're talking about he wants to be with his buddy Panarin with the Rangers, if they are able to move off a contract like Trouba, for example, then what's that number? And is it 5? Is he willing to take 2.5 to be with the Rangers? GM Drury is like, yeah, Kane, if you want to be here and we'd love to have you, we can make it work at $3 million, but we can't go up to 5. But then Colorado's like, yeah, we have no problem going to 5. Maybe I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but those are the different conversations you're having. If it's contenders, they'll have bars and they may only be willing to do 1 year or 2 years. And if Kane is worried about the money, which he might be, he's going for 2 things. He's going for the scenario, like what's best for his family and buddies that he can play with, that he's going to be able to win with. Be in the playoffs.
Kane might come out and just shock us all and just sign somewhere for like $2.5 million.
Yeah, he might.
And then if he does he will get to pick wherever he wants to go.
I think so.
Get an offer from all 32 teams.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Like
$2.5 million.
Oh, what I'm suggesting is, like,
could you imagine you're the GM and
on July 1st, Anaheim's not focusing all their energy on lowballing Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
No, then Patty Kane isn't going to Dallas.
No. What do you mean? No. I'm talking about
32 teams. I'm taking you literally.
I'm talking about Patty Kane comes out and his agent asks for like 2. Because maybe everyone's like, that's where we're at. Maybe he tried to go 3, 4 with everyone. So then the word on the streets is that Patty Kane will sign for $2.5 million. Every single GM
teams are not focusing their energy on July 1st.
Focusing. It is about having your name
because
in the pot.
This is the truth. If you know that there are 10 other teams interested in Patrick Kane, and you're one of them, and you're like, wow, we could have Kane at $2 million, but like meanwhile other guys are signing, and we really like them, and they're younger, and
it was also like a hypothetical question in the sense that like. If he is not chasing money, we'll find out. Like, if he signs it like for $4 million, then it's like he's chasing money and someone is helping him chase their cup dream, I guess.
I just mean there are other teams that are going to be like, I don't think San Jose and Anaheim are focused on bringing in Patrick Kane. They're focused on bringing in other players than that particular player. Their teams would be interested, but like those teams aren't betting that they're going to be the team.
See how this was good though, right? I was like, let's just stop for a second and talk about a future Hall of Fame player, and now we're 10, 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Anthony Duclair.
We don't have to talk about it. Like
some guys on here, and Duclair's one of them. Kind of like maybe he's 28, but there's a couple guys here that are
Martinook in Carolina,
potential like late bloomers. And the first one that comes out is Tyson Yost. He was making $2 million. I know, but I'm like, put him into a category. It's just the category is like...
Yeah, he's just going after former first-round picks that played in the BCHL. You're like my dad.
No. Josh, you know what he played for?
Oh, God, no.
No, he
starts with a V.
Yeah. No, Penn Jason. Oh, yeah. It sounds like, where's he going with that? No, but what I'm getting, there is some guys that are looking to get out of their...
Jeff Skinner's going to be bought out.
Sophomore slump or something like that.
Jeff Skinner's going to get bought out.
Yeah, what a waste of money that guy is.
At $9 million, yeah. But at $2
that is stupid. People don't want to make mistakes like that anymore. The cap is proven to be so tighter than anyone ever thought it was.
Korpisalo just signed the other year. Teams still sign contracts that are mistakes. It happens.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's a wrap on that. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about these signings as they're happening. There's no doubt about that.
Final name, Kevin LeBanc, San Jose Sharks.
Sharks legend.
Kevin LeBanc.
He's a guy that's going to cost you nothing, and a team would take a shot at him in the top nine.
Do you want Lucic?
No. I'm like a guy that could play.
Yeah.
Lucic didn't play this last year.
Of course he didn't.
That's it.
That's it.
I've done my list.
That's it.
I mean, there's also the draft and stuff.
But we're getting closer to 2 hours here, though.
I'll break it up. Like, honestly, I'll do the UFA. I'll do it into a second part. I'll do them in 2 episodes. I'll cut them into 2 separate things. I'll do UFA with a star time crunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you at? You want to do the draft?
No, we don't. No. I have a list of guys, but it's not really. It's just spitballing, right?
Yeah, I think we're better off.
I have no clue about the draft.
Yeah, there's going to be some big trades, I think, out of the draft floor. It's going to be really intriguing.
Okay, so you guys ready to get out of here?
Yep.
That was a bit of a marathon. We started late, we ate late, we came and we conquered. We talked late. It's past midnight.
Yep.
It's past midnight, and this was a good one. This was a fun one. This is ones where you look back and be like, gee, that was a lot of fun. And Josh, your hair still looks sweet. You can tell your roommates. I hope your roommates not gonna be like, man, were you guys up? I thought I heard you at midnight last night.
Yeah.
What time you gotta work in the morning?
I gotta get up at like 7.
I gotta get up at 5.
No.
1. Do you work tomorrow?
I've been up since 5 today though. So
yeah.
I appreciate you being with us.
Yeah.
Episode 9.
Yeah.
Nerds with Grit hockey podcast. Talked about a little bit of everything that's happened. Most importantly, I went to the bathroom while you guys were talking about Phoenix.
Most importantly, I forgot to mention this earlier. Most importantly, I was right from day one about my cup prediction.
Yeah, you were. We chopped up. We unpacked the wild up and down Stanley Cup Finals. We got into the recent trades that happened. Little UFA. When I say a little UFA, there was a lot of UFA. We closed the door on the draft, and just, you know what? We did it. We slammed it because this Calabrini kid, or how do you say it? Celebrini. That's kind of all that matters at this point. San Jose is immediately going to get better. Yep. And, that's all I have to say about that.
Last thing is that we didn't talk about Mikheyev. I had one sentence to describe how I'm feeling. I didn't actually realize, but there's retained cap on him, only a little bit. It came out late. I didn't see that.
What are you talking about?
The Canucks traded Mikheyev. They freed up that cap space. You read it out earlier. I don't know if you read it on the pod here, but it's they freed up some cap. So if they sign Zadorov with this extra money or
like last minute post midnight. Nucks,
like if my buddies knew that I posted
we're trying to do an outro here, okay? Right now, oh guys, just remember I gotta crank up the nerd meter again, the Homer nerd meter. Oh yeah, let's not forget about former Leafs legend Mikheyev.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 65. What a gross number. Yeah, really is. You have kids. If you ever have kids and they want to play hockey, don't let them wear 65. McKam sounds like he's going to be
I just
a flame in no time, Josh.
Bad. My number in ball hockey is 65.
That makes complete sense. Honestly, the Erik Karlsson, that's it, right?
That wasn't my reason.
That makes
was just what they had.
sense that you wear 65.
As a forward.
Episode 9, we're already here. It wasn't our longest yet. We just continue to keep pretending like we're going to do efficient 45-minute episodes and look back almost 2 hours almost.
It's 1:58. I will tell this up.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, until next time.